There are many videos here on my channel that go through exactly how to pick the right toner for your hair, but this video has it all. Hello and welcome to the world of Craig. Yes, that's me, I'm Craig, and this is my channel where we get into all things hair and sometimes a little bit of beauty. Well, slightly darker, I've just noticed from the playback on the video. My hair was a bit wishy-washy. Anyway, I digress. This video is my ultimate toning video. I get asked more than any other question for specific formulas to tone this out of your hair, to tone that out of your hair, make it cooler, make it warmer, make it, this, make it that. I get asked for formulas on the daily, and I still remember, if you've not been here to my channel before, hello. And if you're coming back for another look, hi, I reply to everybody, but I can't give you a specific formula for your hair because I can't see you. And also, it's worth mentioning what you think is a neutral blonde, I might not think is a neutral blonde. What you think is a beige mushroom blonde, I might not think is, so yeah, you get the idea. So this video is going to be a rapid fire round, let's see how rapid it is, he likes to talk, of all the different scenarios of what your hair might have lifted to, faded to, and how to formulate a toner to deal with that. Just to mention, before we get into it, this video is for both hair professionals and consumers at home. I did just use the word formula, and I understand that if you're a consumer at home, you might be using home colour, which I'm an advocate for. There is a box dye playlist, that's the one, here on my channel. So when I talk about formulas, it might be that you go to the drugstore or online, and if you've got a certain tone in your hair, then you need to find a home colour with that tone to counteract it. All will become revealed later in the video as I go through everything. There is also a video on here that does break down, on my channel, that does break down what the numbering and lettering systems of colours are, and also there is an entire toning playlist, just to mention that. Oh yes, there is. And of course, it goes without saying that if you enjoy this video and you find it helpful, you know exactly what to do. You liking it, sharing it, pushes my content out to everybody out there. Well, not everybody, but more people out there. And at the end of the day, my channel is all about you having the best hair that you can, regardless of what money you have. And my content will always be free. Right, moving on. Now, it makes perfect sense to pop this on screen. She's on the thumbnail, she's a colour wheel. The colour theory sits at the basis of all hair colour, the end. That's going to stay on screen throughout this video until the outro, because I'm going to be using that to demonstrate what tones you need to have in the colours to get the results. Then also throughout the video, I will be popping this on the screen, which is a level chart, because we're going to talk about what levels you need to lift to. Because the amount of lift, or what your canvas is, what your starting point is 80% of any result. I've been thinking about this recently because I've been writing some content, an article for a brand, and I've been thinking about, how important that level of lift is. And it's so important, it really is. There's lots of bleaching videos here on my channel. But your starting point is the most important, really. And then, of course, what colours you're going to use to counteract whatever it is you want to counteract or add to. So please remember that lift is important. You're never going to get an icy blonde out of something that's a level 8. You're just never, ever going to get that. So let's start. First of all, we're going to have cool brown, light cool brown, or dark blonde. Now, the hair should be lifted somewhere between a level 6 and an 8. Obviously, if it's a level 6, then it's going to be a deeper result, or a level 8, it's going to be lighter, okay? But if you want to create a cool result on those levels of lift, you must use blue and violet. So the darker the hair, the more blue, the lighter the hair, the less blue, but it would always be a mix of blue and violet, because blue is the opposite of orange and violet is the opposite of yellow. And you need both of those tones in order to give you a cool, non brassy. I don't like that word, but if you know, I get so many questions. My hair's brassy. I want to counteract that. What can I do? What shall I buy? You need to look for something that is a cool blue, violet, ash. Some people call it, some ashes are green, but anyway, that's another video in itself. Something that has blue and violet. Next one. Couple of things I want to add very briefly here. Number one, if you're cooling something down, you want to remove warmth, you're always going to get a better result and a much flatter, cooler result, which I know lots of you want, if you tone it on the level. So if you have lifted to a level 8 and you want to get rid of that brassiness, as you describe it, then you need something that is on a level 8 to give you the maximum amount of coolness. There's a couple of videos all about that here on my channel. Have a look once you've watched this. Then also remembering that if you do that and you tone on that level, that the result will appear darker. You can't be a zingy bright blonde if you want to be cool, because the minute you cool it down, it will look darker to the naked eye. Biology is amazing. Next, let's talk about an icy blonde. Now, if you want to be an icy, bright, zingy blonde, you must lift beyond a level 9, okay? So ultimately lighter than a level 9, and in a level 9, there is yellow, gold, so you would use violet. Remembering, the more violet in your toner, okay, if you have too much violet in your toner, that will neutralize the gold, the yellow, but then the hair will reflect violet. And you don't want that. You want it to be icy platinum blonde. You might want violet hair, but the opposite of yellow is violet. So in order to get that icy result, it's very simple. All you need is a formula that has a diluted violet in it, and that's what you will get. Next up, one I get asked for an awful lot, and that's beige blonde. Now, remembering that colour is subjective, and what you think is beige, I might not think is beige, or what I think is beige, you might not think is beige. But beige, ideally, needs to go on something, on hair that's been lifted to a level 9. If you want a true beige tone, like a translucent beige tone, you can formulate it deeper and darker, of course you can. But if you want that translucent trends beige, then that's what you need to lift it to. But beige is a mixture, how many times I'm going to say beige, is a mixture of red and violet. And that's what creates that mauvey beigey tone. And that is a true beige. You may have a different thoughts of what it is, but that is what a true beige colour is. Let's talk about what is my favourite shade in hair colour, and that is gold. Glorious gold. The most reflective shade in hair colour. Now, if you want to warm up what your starting canvas is, then if you think about gold, gold is yellow, okay? But often in hair colour, gold shades don't tend to be that warm. You might look at a colour chart or look at a box of colour in the chemist or online and think, wow, that looks really yellow. But gold tones generally aren't that bright. So if you want to pump up the warmth in your hair and make it more golden and reflective, you can also add a little bit of orange, because orange sits next to gold, and that's also very reflective. Very reflective. I'm not talking about half yellow, a formula with half yellow and half orange, or buying a copper, box dye and popping that on. I'm talking about adding a tiny amount of orange, but that can enhance the warmth and give you more of a honey golden reflect. Silly me, overexcited about the glorious gold. So if you were going to go for that kind of result and you wanted it to be quite a bright gold, I would suggest you lift above a level 8. Okay, my brain is already thinking of the next one. Lift above a level 8. The deeper the lift is, the darker the lift is, obviously there's going to be a lot of warmth in the hair already. So if you want that kind of translucent honey golden blonde, you want to lift at least above a level 8. Let's talk copper. Now, copper, ideally, you want to lift it above a level 7, and that will expose orange tone in the hair. Not in every single person's hair, but in most people's hair, you will see, 99% of people's hair, you will see an orange tone that the hair has been lifted to, and then you can tone using copper, orange, exactly. In my opinion, the most beautiful coppers have a mixture of, copper results have a mixture of orange and yellow as well, gold, because that makes it more reflective. Strictly speaking, most copper colours have some gold in them, but the more vibrant you go, then the less gold there is and the more orange. And last, but by no means least, let's talk warm red, cool red. Now this is an interesting one. If you want, and the cool red is not really present in nature, it is at very, very deep levels, but you don't see people, welcomed into this world with maroon hair. So if you want a true cool red result, I'm talking about that bright, kind of Bordeaux, mahogany, red violet tone, you need to lift the hair quite light. In my opinion, at least above a level 8. Because the more orange in the hair, the warmer the result is going to be, and it won't be that kind of very cool purpley violet red. So lift it above a level 8, and of course, for that sort of result, you would use red. You could have some violet in there. You could also have some blue, not very much because blue is a very powerful pigment, but it would be all of the things that are effectively cooler red tones, okay? And if you want a warmer red result, then you could lift slightly deeper, so maybe to about a level 7, maybe even a level 6, and exposing that orange, and then you could just use a pure red tone, and that would give you a warm red result. Try saying that without your teeth in. Let's have a quick recap. So remembering at the beginning of the video, I started by telling you that lift is everything. There are many videos about lift here on my channel. The other toning videos here, they also talk about that. I have bleaching and toning videos that go into how to create the most perfect canvas for something to be very icy. I have videos that are anti-brass, that contain formulas. They're all here on my channel, but lift is key. Save that colour wheel if you don't know the colour wheel and you're a hair professional, and those levels as well, the underlying pigments. If you don't know those, study those. And if you're a consumer that does your own hair at home, have them on your phone, saved in your camera roll, and use them as a reference because they are incredibly important. And if you have those as a point of reference, either up here or on a phone, mine's phone, then you're good to go, and you've got all you need. You've got your eyes, which you should always trust, whether you are doing your own hair or you're a hair professional, and then some great tools to help you out. That's it for this bonanza of toning. If you enjoyed this video and found it helpful, I'll say it one more time. You know exactly what to do. If you're thinking, has he got a video on that? I probably have. So please, if the wild west that is YouTube's algorithms bring you here to my channel, please have a look around afterwards. But if you can't find what it is you want, you can always leave me a comment and I will help you to find it. And maybe it's a video that I am yet to make. What would you like to see here on my channel? Please let me know in the comments. It's always wonderful to hear from you. If you've got to the end of the video, a huge thank you. Thanks for watching this. You all take lots of care, and I'll see you all in the next one.